Hello! Alright, man. So I figured I'd do a serious, semi-serious video since I've been putting out way too many, like, Kiss drama videos and just stupid stuff. So this is for the true freaks out there, man. Jazz fusion is not the most popular genre in the world, although it has made somewhat of a strange comeback, and a younger crowd is starting to dig it thanks to the YouTube algorithm. A lot of fusion had a big impact on video game soundtrack music, so a lot of fusion, especially of the Japanese variety, is starting to pop up in some strange places, man. All over like Rate Your Music and stuff like that. There's that channel, Terminal Passage, and a ton of others, man, that are constantly reviving these hidden gems for a new audience. So if you've already heard a lot of the basic shit and you're wanting to dig a little deeper, let's get this party started, man. So first up is Kazumi Watanabe with 1987's The Spice of Life album. This record's killer, man. Kazumi Watanabe was one of the first players in the Japanese fusion game, along with dudes like Stomu Yamashita, who you should also check out, but that's for a 70s video. Anyway, Kazumi Watanabe, he's playing in the trio format on this record with Jeff Berlin on bass, who you should know from UK and a host of other projects, and Bill Bruford on drums. And if I have to explain who that is, man, you should probably just like watch something else. Not trying to be a dick, but this is musical mastery on a whole new level, and every song on this record is melodic, catchy. There's a video game element to all this stuff if that appeals to you, and I mean that in a good way. Guitar wise, Watanabe is probably like Japan's best export, maybe. There's some Holdsworthisms on here because Alan Holdsworth was the name of the game in the 80s. Just ask Bill Connors about that. But yeah, I think this rules. You should buy it if you like 80s jazz fusion in any capacity. I got it off eBay on CD for like $5. So up next, man, is a guy who you probably know the name of if you know your fusion, or if you're a fan of Steely Dan. He played guitar on Peg, Babylon Sisters, Glamour Profession. This is Steve Kahn with his 1983 album Casa Loco. So his first solo band record from '77, Tightrope, seems to get the most attention. But I dig this one more, man. It's kind of like a jazz fusion version of The Police, if they kind of like allowed themselves to jam out and stretch out a little more. So, I mean, if that sounds appealing to you, man, especially the killer 10-minute title track. In the band here, you got Anthony Jackson on bass. He's famous in the fusion world for playing on all the old, like, killer Al Di Meola records, like Elegant Gypsy and all that. He's played with Chick Corea, Steely Dan, Mike Stern, ton of stuff. He's also played with Kazumi Watanabe, who I mentioned earlier. Steve Jordan on drums, who's probably most famous to normal people for replacing Charlie Watts and the Stones, but he's got a huge list of credits himself. And then you got Manolo Badrina on percussion, who's played with Weather Report, a ton of other names. So definitely check this record out, man. Last on the list is probably the most obscure one. We're going back to Japan for Cosmos with Musou Toshi from 1984. The title stands for Dream City in English, apparently. So this one's never even been issued on CD, so you'll probably have to YouTube this shit or pay for the vinyl, which you probably can't find. So if you want to hear it, just type it in on the search thing over there. So Japan seems to have a knack for like all women trios of killer musicians. Many of the prog rock nerds out there will already know Ars Nova, who are kind of like Japan's answer to ELP. Well, this group from the early 80s is three women playing jazz fusion with elements of the city pop genre that was huge in Japan at the time, which is, elements of like jazzy pop, synthy pop. It's definitely some light and breezy music, man, but I find it extremely pleasant to listen to. Especially, man, if you like video games, you'll immediately hear similarities to a lot of stuff that was on the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. Even looking it up online, man, a lot of what little discourse you can find about this record, there's a lot of people saying it sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog music. So, I mean, that's sounds good to me, man. The earlier Cosmos material doesn't sound quite so video gamey, but they were never exactly a Mahavishnu type of band anyway. I mean, they kind of make Return to Forever sound like fucking death metal in comparison, but I still think this kicks ass regardless, so definitely look it up. So there you have it, man. Just 3 hidden gems from a genre that really never stops giving, man. Thanks to YouTube and its wonderful algorithm or whatever, we can hear a lot of this like mostly forgotten music, and I'm thankful people out there are getting to experience it. I'm glad kids, but now I don't know if I'll say kids, but younger people are starting to dig this shit, so that's a good sign that they're not like stupid, you know. So I'll link all the albums in the description below. And honestly, man, if you want to hear them, once again, I say just pull them up on YouTube. Don't feel bad about it. Kazumi Watanabe Spice of Life record is probably the only affordable one on here if you want to track that one down. Like I said, I found it on eBay. These other two, good luck, you know. But yeah, man, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Recommend some more albums to check out. If you do want to subscribe to the channel, man, be warned. I mostly do a lot of hard rock and metal news, like Kiss drama, Judas Priest drama. I get a kick out of covering stuff like that. But you can also expect jazz fusion, prog rock, as well as heavy metal, death metal, prog metal, lots of different stuff covered on the channel. So yeah, man, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, man.